In this tutorial, we cover a true keystone species of our seas, the Atlantic mackerel. We'll start by showing where mackerel can be found. We'll then cover one of the most important factors for mackerel fishing: conditions. We'll then give you some casting tips and discuss which tackle and rigs are best suitable. Finally, we'll take a look at the question of bait. So where can we expect to find mackerel? In the UK, mackerel can actually be found around the entire British Isles. On the continent, they are found in reliable numbers as far north as Norway, all the way down to the French and Spanish coasts. They are also found in slightly less concentrated numbers along the Portuguese coast and throughout the Mediterranean and Black Sea. They can also be found within the Baltic Sea and around the coasts of Iceland. Now for the all-important factor of conditions. Mackerel can actually be caught around the UK coast from early April. They can typically stay as late October in certain areas if weather remains settled. The peak season where you will be reliably able to catch them from the shore will usually fall between June and September. The seasonal window for catching them will typically be wider for southern coasts where waters remain warmer for longer. When fishing any beach type, it's the larger size tides that will help bring mackerel inshore. Also, no matter which type of beach you fish, the flood tide will typically be the key feeding period. This will also apply to most piers and other man-made structures, as most of these will sit within a typical range of water depth. On the deeper steep 2-style beaches, any stage of the flood tide can be effective, but on the more typical shallower profile beaches, it will likely be the hours around high tide that will put you in for the best chance. When fishing the very deep venues such as the deep rock ledges near cliffs, it's actually possible to fish any phase of the flood or ebb tide. Mackerel are one of a number of summer species that are driven offshore by rough seas. Long periods of calm are what draws them in and keeps them inshore. If you are fishing with clear skies above, the mackerel will likely be feeding deeper down, whereas overcast skies will see them feed higher up in the water column, as well as help bring them inshore. Mackerel feed exclusively in daylight, so day tides will be a must. Key feeding times that can be particularly effective are dawn and dusk. So where should we be looking to cast? Any venues with reasonable depth will not typically require distance casting. In fact, on venues such as piers, casting close may help you find mackerel as they can be attracted by submerged structure under the water. One of the key factors for casting when it comes to mackerel is depth. Try alternating the depth that you present your bait or lure. Remember to take conditions into consideration. If skies are cloudy, consider starting higher. In clear skies, perhaps seek the mackerel out by fishing deeper. When fishing your more typical shallow beaches, it may pay to fish at distance to put you in with the best chance. So what are our options for tackle? For this video, we show an example of a typical setup for fishing a shallow beach. In this situation, a ledger setup will be most suitable, though you could also attempt some lure retrieval with the lighter setup we're about to show. This setup would involve using a bass-style rod that casts between 2 to 4 ounces. 15 pounds main line of either mono or braid would be suitable, along with a mono casting leader of 30 pounds breaking strain. The lead weight would range anywhere between 2 to 3 ounces, making some lure fishing using the feathers a possibility. The next option would be heavier and just used for ledger fishing with baited feathers, a standard beach caster setup, with 18 pounds main line, a tapered leader running to 70 pound breaking strain, and a lead weight ranging from 5 to 7 ounces. Depending which setup you use, a rig body of either 30 pounds or 60 pounds breaking strain should be used to match the leader strength. Mono snoods of around 12 pounds can be used. Use small hooks between size 4 to size 6. These ideally should have either short or medium length shanks. The hooks should include either feathers or hookeyes attached. Hookeyes are simply small style lures. Using a plain lead to match the casting weight of your rod allows these rigs to be baited and left to roll around on the bottom. These types of rigs can be purchased pre-made to save time. So what do we have to work with bait-wise? Mackerel are notoriously unfussy eaters. They are even known to take completely bare hooks, mistaking them for bait fish. A common bait used to add some scent attraction to feathers is very small strips of fish. You can also use small pieces of lugworm, or even small pieces of squid, which are durable, long-lasting baits that add some extra visual attraction as well as scent. Remember, using expensive baits such as peeler is simply not required. You can even make use of any older unfresh baits you have lying around in the freezer from past trips. Hi guys, just a quick reminder, if you like my videos and find that you are learning some useful tips, please do remember to click the subscribe button just under this video. Subscribing is completely free. There's no sign-up process, as it's all done at the click of a button. Also, do remember to hit the like button if you find a specific video interesting and helpful. Doing these things really does help support the channel and allows me to keep making more and more helpful videos that will hopefully make your sessions that much more enjoyable. Thanks so much, guys. Another species commonly targeted alongside mackerel are garfish. If you'd like to know how to catch these, we've included a link here. Do remember to check out our channel page to find many different tutorials on everything sea fishing, including videos on other species. We have lots of upcoming videos planned, including guides on how to target mackerel from pier venues, so why not hit the bell icon to stay notified. Thanks for watching Lighthouse Sea Fishing Tutorials. See you again soon.